finally summer, which means, dun dun dun, time to relax. And I would encourage you to think about summer as the prime time to also go after your goals. Now, it's really easy for the school year to end and you just need a break, right? May is inevitably crazy, or at least it sure is for me as a mom of 4 young kids and also a professor, so my academic year ends and it's wild. It's mayhem, as I like to call it. But if you don't go into summer with a clear plan of how you want to use your time and what you are going to do in these next 8 to 10 weeks that you have, you will get to the end of the summer and feel like you wasted your chance. I don't want that to happen to you. So in this video, let me walk you through how I plan my summers, and hopefully this process will help you make the most of yours as well. I'm Amber with Solutions for Simplicity. Big welcome if you are new. I make regular videos every Tuesday all about how to live a simpler, more purposeful, and productive life. As a full-time working mom of 4 young kids, my life is crazy. I am affectionately known by my best friend as the person who makes you feel better about your life, meaning that my life is so seemingly out of control that it makes everyone else glad they are not living it. But I've increasingly taken pride in that title because I want to encourage you that no matter what you have going on, no matter how crazy your life is, you can still do amazing things. You can balance anything and everything you want when you know your priorities and when you are intentional about how you use your time. So make sure and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump into how to plan your summer. The first thing you want to do is think about everything that feels off in your life. Now, as a productivity coach, this is something that I do with all of my clients, because while we so easily jump into what we want to achieve or how we want to make things better moving forward, it is so important to first stop and think about where we are with making peace with that, and then feeling the pain of all the things that do need to be improved. So first thing to do is take a few minutes and journal out anything you are struggling with, anything that just feels hard or off or is causing tension in your life. The reason this is so important is because it then provides the fodder, the fuel, right? The motivation for specific goals you can work on that will remedy those big pain points. And all of this provides a deep motivation, a why, as it is called, that is proven necessary in order to help you stay on track and follow through with your goals. If you don't have a deep why, then it will be all too easy to give up when you lose motivation. But if you remember that the reason you are wanting this thing you're going after is because of the painful problem you are currently experiencing, it will motivate you to stick with it and do the things that are necessary to avoid that pain in the future, right? To resolve the problem moving forward. Step number 2 is to decide 1 to maybe 3 different goals that you are going to go after. Now, there are different ways of doing this. You can definitely survey all the areas of your life, and I usually recommend choosing, say, a personal and a professional goal. Those 2 things tend to complement each other, but I would not recommend having any more than max 3 goals. Otherwise, your attention is just going to be too diverted in different directions, and you won't make real traction on any one. So pick a goal or a couple, and you can then break these down by month. So maybe you have one goal that you're going to go after in June, another in July, or you can look at the big picture and think about smaller things that you can work on for each of your goals during the overall summer period. Either way, you want to physically write out your goal. Now, I've made other videos all about the SMART goals formula and also why that by itself isn't enough to help you be successful, but the SMART goals formula is really essential for at least ensuring that your goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So use that formula. Again, check out the prior video, but then you can just write out what you want to do by a certain deadline so that you can achieve a deeper feeling or result that is more in line with the life you want to live. It is so necessary to write out your goal and have something tangible and physical to remind you on a regular basis of what you've said you were going to do. I have a free commitment tracker that walks you through this process and helps you literally put your name on the dotted line, because while it's great to have goals and it's really great to aspire to do something, the reality is that we need more than just desire to bring it to fruition. You need to really commit. So you can snag my free commitment tracker down in the description. Step number 3 is to take out your planner and make sure you have looked through all of the other things you have going on this summer. So yes, you want time for your goals and for self-improvement, but we all have other obligations and responsibilities. Maybe you have vacation planned. Maybe you only have certain hours where your kids are going to be at summer camp, right? And you could get something done. Maybe they have other regular activities and you have days or times that you're going to be shuffling them around. Maybe you have family coming in to visit. Maybe you know that you have a big work project due at one point. Whatever your situation, you need to know those external factors, because those will help define when you are and are not otherwise available to work on your summer goals. The other crucial thing that you need to block out before anything else is when you are going to take care of yourself. I have so learned the hard way that if you are not getting regular sleep, if you are not taking time to work out, again, not necessarily heavy exercise, but just moving your body and taking good care of yourself, if you are not doing the things that are necessary to keep a healthy foundation, then you won't have the energy you need in order to then be productive in the time that you have to work on your goals. So make sure you have your essential foundational things written into your planner that you then, again, have your self-care planned in first. Always easier said than done, but so important. I promise. Voice of experience here. Step 4 is to now block out time in your planner when you are going to work towards your goals on a regular basis. This can be large chunks of time, but if you have those, I am thoroughly jealous because they are very rare for me. I have so many other commitments and, with kids running around and so forth, I dream of having an 8-hour day to do whatever I want, and that's just not my reality anymore. So instead, again, voice of experience, I've learned the hard way how important it is to be meaningful and productive with whatever chunks of time you can get. Did you know that even 15 minutes a day adds up to well over 90 hours over the course of a year? So don't use time as an excuse. This is the point at which you need to look at your planner and decide when in your day can you carve out at least 15 minutes, maybe even an hour or two to get something done. Ideally, you have some external help, whether this is your spouse or another family member, maybe a grandparent, maybe a nanny, or the kids again are at summer camp or something like that. But when will you be child-free and able to focus on whatever you want to focus on? Identify those times and then physically block them out in your planner so that you are committing to working on your goal in that time. But of course, blocking out the time is very different than actually sticking with your plan. So really confirm that this is the time you are setting aside for you and keep those appointments with yourself. Don't let other temptations derail you. Give this video a big thumbs up if you are getting value out of it so far. All right, so now you have time blocked off in your planner. You next need to take your big goal or goals and break them down. You need to work backwards from the end point you want to be at the end of the summer and all of the subsequent steps that will get you there. How are you gonna get from A to Z? Hopefully you've done this kind of exercise before, but for an example, one of my big summer goals is to finally take better care of my health and work on getting in shape, and particularly strength training, because I won't, I guess, give away all the details, but suffice it to say I had a pretty big birthday in February, and I want to make sure that I am staying young and healthy as much as is possible given my age. So my goal is to lose 10 pounds by the end of the summer and to really commit to strength training to build up muscle so that I feel fit and capable of keeping up with my rowdy 4 boys that are running all around me. Now, how am I going to lose those 10 pounds? Well, I am committing to working out at least 5 days a week, and I am working backwards from that 10-pound goal to the different exercise, routines that I'm going to have. So I'm going to alternate days of lifting weights at the gym with then doing Pilates and cardio at home. I am also, of course, building in a diet component where I'm not giving up so many things as I am just trying to make sure I am eating whole, healthy foods, ideally organic, unprocessed, cook from home, something I really struggle with as a busy working mom. Definitely drink more water, take my vitamins, just reset my body and my lifestyle. But point is that I'm not gonna lose 10 pounds overnight, and I'm certainly not gonna lose 10 pounds even in 1 month. That's maybe a little ambitious to do in a very healthy way. So I know that I'm going to break that goal down to losing 5 pounds per month, 5 pounds in June, 5 pounds in July. And from there, ideally 1 to maybe 2 pounds per week as my smaller step goals along the way. I'm just giving you an example here, but another one that might apply is if you are, say, aiming to read a bunch of books over this summer, then you would have a set goal for, say, maybe you want to read 10 books over the summer. How many books do you need to be reading per week in order to reach that goal? So whatever your goal is, the point is that this is the step where you break down how feasible it is to accomplish by little steps broken down over time. Next step is to insert those little action steps into relevant time blocks in your planner. What are the habits and the daily actions that you need to be taking in the time windows you've already blocked off to get to your larger goal? This needs to be something relatively small and tractionable, because if you are unrealistic and you think you're going to, say, run 10 miles when you can't even run 1 at this moment, right? You might feel really ambitious, you might try and fall short. And the worst thing you can do when you have set a goal is set something so unrealistic that your brain feels like it's failing, because then you do not get the very necessary dopamine hit reward that you need to feel motivated to keep going. So working backwards then, the better way to approach things is to set very small milestones that you can easily exceed, that you can easily surpass in your daily blocks where you're working towards your goal, so that you can achieve success. And when you win that little tiny step, when you successfully complete the little thing that you can knock out of the park in that one time period, you'll get the win, you'll feel really good about it, you get the dopamine hit, and it will cumulatively, can't talk, it will help you keep going and keep up your motivation, because your brain will be trained to know that when you sit down to work, you can accomplish your objective. So much of this is broken down for you in books like Atomic Habits and others that I will link for you in the description. From here, this is the step that almost everybody forgets to do, and it is what threatens to derail you if you don't. You need to sit down and think ahead of time about any potential obstacle or challenge or curveball or life event that could come at you and throw you off track. You have your goal, you've set your goal, you've made your plan, but we all know that sometimes things do not go according to plan. So you need to think now about how you can anticipate those kinds of things and more importantly, what you can do to either avoid or prevent them, or at least minimize their impact should they occur. Really take some time to list out what these things are and have a playbook that you make for yourself so that if they occur, you have something in hand and you know that you can find a solution for that problem. I'm always reiterating to my kids that there are no problems, only solutions. That is the message and the motto that I really want them and you to live by. No problems, only solutions. Hence the title of this channel, Solutions for Simplicity. Now, a little sub-step here, something that is like the secret to success, if you will, is to block out days that you are not expecting to get any work done. So often we overplan. We think that we're gonna get all this stuff done and we might have carved out the time for it, but the reality is that even if you have the time, and even if life is going according to plan, you just might not always feel like it. Tell me in the comments if you've ever experienced this, where you just have a day that you thought you'd get things done, and for whatever reason, you just don't feel like it. So here, what you need to do is really give yourself like a get out of jail free card from the get-go, right into your summer planner. Several days that you are going to take off and allow yourself to rest. Or if those days come and you do have energy, you are feeling great, then work ahead. Wonderful. But one of the easiest ways to set yourself up for failure is to expect to be a machine that gets things done all of the time. Really write in days or even weeks that you are going to take off from going after your goals so that you don't burn out. I have completely lost track of what step we were on, but what you next need to do is find someone or someones that are going to help you stay on track. Maybe there's someone that wants to go after the same goal as you. Maybe there's an accountability group that you can join. If you're looking for one, my Goal Slayer Gals group is an option. More information in the description, but super powerful for so many reasons. Maybe you can hire a coach. Maybe there's a local community of similar people that specialize in whatever it is you're wanting to do. Maybe there's an online community. The possibilities are quite endless, but unless you publicly declare your goal and have a supportive community that builds in accountability and regular check-ins, research shows that you're just not likely to reach your goal. You need to have a support network and someone that is checking in on you on a regular basis. You need to have that pressure, whether it's friendly competition with a goal partner or whether it is an accountability group or a coach, some form of regular holding your feet to the fire. And very few of us can do this all on our own. The great news is that while holding yourself accountable is not easy, there are proven ways to do so. Jump straight into this video for 22 tips of ways to hold yourself more accountable. Give this video a big thumbs up if it helped you. Make sure to subscribe. Let me know any comments or questions down below, and I will see you back next Tuesday. Have a great day.